Hello and welcome to the best end of this week, Africa Week, the event that is organized by the Career Development Department at the School of Continuing Education at the American University in Cairo on the occasion of celebrating the African Women's Day and to extend all career development opportunities to all African women and youth. Thank you very much for attending the sessions of the week. And today we have the closing session, the best end of the week with Ms. Habiba Balogun. Ms. Habiba Balogun from Nigeria. She is organizational effectiveness consultant, executive coach, and leadership trainer. Thank you very much, Ms. Habiba, for accepting our invitation. And thank you for the wonderful workshop that you planned to end the week with. Thank you very much. And the floor is yours. And our title today is how to prepare for success and getting yourself promoted. Thank you very much.
Hey, so thank you so much, Amira, and good afternoon or good early evening to everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I'm looking forward to the weekend as well. And I'm delighted to be here with you. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself as we start. I've put my profile in a different format today because of the topic, which is getting yourself promoted. So getting yourself promoted, there's an important part of that sentence, which is called promoting, right? So because of that, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'll be modeling as we're going along. So I'm an organization effectiveness consultant. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach. I'm multilingual. I specialize in leadership development, and I'm a faculty of many executive development programs. I've been doing this sort of work, which is performance improvement, basically. I help individuals improve their performance through executive coaching. I help teams improve their performance through workshops, training, team building, and I help organizations improve their performance through functional reviews, board effectiveness, governance, and so many other aspects. You can see my professional affiliations there. I've had a lot of board experience as a non-executive director of profit organizations and not-for-profit organizations. And you can see my education. So the reason I've done this is because a very, very big part of getting yourself promoted is being able to speak about yourself without being embarrassed, without feeling that you're boasting, okay? Just letting people know about you. It's possible that some of the things you see there, Amira, for example, will look at it and think, oh, I didn't know Habiba does that. Oh, there's this opportunity, there's something I'm trying to do. Habiba would be the wonderful resource for that. So just letting people know about you can open doors for you and create opportunities for you, even within your existing organizations. So that is step one. Let's get started. And I hope this is going to be very, very interactive. I'm sure all of you know the online ground rules, which is keep yourself muted as much as possible. Please use the chat box extensively. I am monitoring the chat box as we're going along so I can respond. So don't feel you have to wait to the end. Just make your comments as we're going along and I will respond. So I've got a quick question for us, just a little icebreaker. And the question is this. Are you often confronted with this terribly difficult decision? Now, what is this terribly difficult decision? This one. And this is Africa Women's Week. So I know many of us are confronted with this decision. What am I going to wear? There's a gentleman called Eisner. He was once the CEO of Disney. And he made a quote, which I love very much. He says, the difficulty in life is the choice. The difficulty in life is the choice. If you don't have any choice, many choices, you wouldn't have this challenge, right? You just take what you have from the wardrobe, put on your pair of shoes and go. And this is the big challenge in our careers, especially as women, but it applies to men too. It impacts women in a negative way much more than men, but it affects men and women equally. What do I do? How do I decide? Okay, so a big challenge, and I'm going to be speaking primarily to women, but as I said, everything I say applies to men as well. Deciding how to decide can be the big challenge, and I'm going to give you a tip about how to decide towards the end of this talk. You have a lot of choices to make in your life and career. You will always have choices to make. Every day you have choices. I've been married for over 30 years. And every day I choose to stay married. So every day we have so many choices. We have some choices that we need to make immediately, right? You have some choices that you have to make tomorrow. If you're still in university, you have some choices to make about what am I going to do after university. Hopefully you have more than one choice, right? When you're entering a workplace, again, what are the choices before you? My first job was in the bank, was the French bank. And I had to choose, do I want to go into banking operations or do I want to go into one of the other departments? And in the end, the choice was taken out of my hands and I ended up working with the general manager as his confidential secretary. But then for 2 years after that, because I could speak French, but after that, 2 years later, they then asked me, Habiba, what do you want to do? Do you want to go into banking operations? Do you want to go into corporate affairs? So we have a lot of choices to make during our careers. And our work is just part of our lives. And if there's something that millennials and Gen Zs have taught the rest of us, it's that quality of life and prioritizing your quality of life is critical. So you have a lot of choices to make every day about your quality of life. What you decide will determine how satisfied you are with your life, how happy you are in your life. And your happiness is very important. Let me say this again, your happiness is very important. As women especially, we are trained through societal socialization to put the happiness of our families, to put the happiness of our spouses if we get married, to put our happiness of our children if we have children, to put their happiness ahead of our own. So prioritizing your happiness, prioritizing doesn't mean being selfish and being self-centered. No, it just means that your happiness should also be a consideration in any decision you are making. And you'll be surprised. Miserable people tend not to get promoted. So being happy is one of the attributes that will help you in that way. So why are you here? Why have you signed on to this webinar? Does this apply to you? You're seeing opportunities go to others, people that you feel or people that you know you are more skilled than them, more competent than them, more committed than them. You see opportunities go to them rather than you. Why? Because they know how to talk the talk. They know how to promote themselves, market themselves, right? And you just feel your work should speak for you. Do opportunities seem to knock only on other people's doors and not your own, right? Do you feel, oh, I wish I had the confidence to really go for what I want? You know, my academic goals, my business goals, my career goals, my financial goals, my personal goals. There's some things I want, but I don't have the confidence to really go for them. Do I wish I had that? Am I determined that this year, 2023, 2024, I'm going to go after what I want? And if you answered yes to many of those questions, you are in very, very, very good company. Many people have exactly those same challenges. Both men, both women, both young and old have these challenges. So let's talk about getting ourselves promoted. When we talk about getting ourselves promoted, we're talking about the leadership career ladder, right? So first thing you have to decide is, do I really want to climb to the top of that career ladder? That's the first thing you have to decide. Because climbing to the top, getting promotions, getting salary increases, and so on, it feels really great. But talk to the people who are at the top. It's pretty lonely. Do you really want to get to the top? Okay, you have a lot of achievements again along the way, which make you feel fulfilled, okay, and can help your organization, can help your nation, your society. However, it comes with a lot of pressure, right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 53 days in a year. Okay. And of course, do I really want to make my impact and make a difference in my organization? Do I want money? And when I say money, I mean, I want to become a high net worth individual. So after I've paid all my bills, all my obligations, I still have minimum of $1 million to play around with, right? I decide how I want to spend that at a minimum. But all of that can lead to work-life imbalance. You might have to take risks to get there. And the more you climb to the top, the more work there is, but the less technical work, the work that you are really competent in, the work you trained in, there's less technical work and there's more relationship work, stakeholder management, networking, and things like that. So do you really want to get there? Very often, people don't get promoted to the top roles because in their heart of hearts, they don't really want to get to the top. They look at the top and what they see, they want the perks of it, but what it takes, they're not really sure they want to devote that amount to it. So that's the first thing you have to decide for yourself. Do I really want to get to the top? And if you don't, it's not a sin. If you don't want to get to the top, it's not a sin. It's perfectly fine. The top is not for everybody. Not everybody can be at the top. It's a pyramid, okay? It's a pyramid. So more people, there's space for more people at the bottom, and there's space for less people at the top. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's contributing the chat. Thank you very much. So that's the first thing for you to decide. Do I want to get there? And because we're talking about Africa Women Week, I also want to talk a little bit about young women in the working world. As young women, very often we're just prepared to be a girl. We're prepared to become a woman, as in biologically, okay, as in socioculturally, we're prepared for that. Very often, we're not prepared to be a woman in the workplace. It's when we find ourselves in the workplace that we look left and we look right and we think, wow, 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 wow. So for the women amongst you here, or for the unprepared, you need to ask yourself this question and try to identify what makes the workplace different from the other spaces you occupy. And, please, type it in the chat. What do you think makes the workplace different from the other spaces you occupy as a woman? And the workspace can be the formal workspace, the informal workspace, in a structured organization, in a small family business. What makes it different from the other spaces that you occupy? Very important question for you to answer, especially as a woman, because this is one of the reasons why women remain unprepared. We might have been unprepared to get in there, but sometimes when we're in there, we remain unprepared because we still haven't identified those differences. So if the workplace is different from the other spaces I occupy, perhaps I have to do things differently than I do at home or with my friends or at the university or in my religious community, whatever it is. So something for you to ponder. And as women too, we tend to be very literal. Tell me how things should be done, and I will do them that way. And workspaces have handbooks, employee handbooks. They have policies, right? And we, as women, we read the handbook back to back. We find out what the policies are, and we follow all those rules. Those are the written rules, right? But are there unwritten rules in the workplace? And I'm asking that question when I know the answer, because I was in your shoes and I'm still in the workplace. So I can say I'm still in your shoes, but I'm not ignorant of these things anymore. Yeah, there are a lot of unwritten rules in the workplace. How do things really work here? Okay? How do we really do things here? If they say you should be polite, fine. You should be friendly, fine. But friendly to me means something. Friendly to someone else means something else. And if there are unwritten rules in the workplace, how do I learn those unwritten rules? Do I learn those unwritten rules by coming into the workplace, good morning, sitting down at my desk, doing my work, submitting my assignments, and going home? Is that how I learn those unwritten rules? No, you don't learn them that way. You learn them by engaging with the people who are thriving in that workplace and talking to them and getting a mentor, and they'll coach you and they'll say, oh, do it like this or do it like that. This is the best way to do it. This is the acceptable way to do it. This is what they're looking for in this place. And if you're not prepared, how will you become prepared? What I want you to leave here with, your takeaway, is that if you're especially if you're in a formal workplace, but in any workplace, go back there and look at the place with fresh eyes. Ask the people who seem to fit in, seem to be doing well, and ask them, how do things work here? I want to, be trusted. I want to be given more challenging assignments. I want to be recognized. I want to be rewarded. What does it take to do that? While keeping in mind your values, but we'll get to that, right? Your own values. We're not talking about compromising your value in any way. We're not talking about becoming a man instead of being a woman or anything else. However, the rules for women are different. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to play 3 videos, short videos for you now. And these short videos are based on research that I conducted. I've been conducting work about bullying and harassment in the workplace since 2007. And I ran a nationwide survey in 2020 when COVID hit. And based on all the feedback that I got from those studies that I carried out, as well as work I do with my clients, the most common scenarios, I created videos of them. And we even consulted for some clients and helped them create animated videos. So I'm going to show you some animated videos that we produced for some of our clients that show the most common scenarios for women in the workplace in sub-Saharan Africa. I know it might be different in North Africa, but it'll be good to find out, to see what resonates with you best. Okay, so here's the first one. Female boss. Next.
Elvis, come to my office.
I have something to finish.
I have something urgent for you. Drop what you're doing and come now. Is that how to come into my office now, without knocking?
You said it was urgent, that I should come now.
I need the research on the tribunal we handled for my review right away. It must be ready to present at an emergency meeting of the board in 2 hours.
Sorry, ma. I don't think I can get it ready in that time. I've been juggling the other things you asked me to do, so I haven't even started it.
Alero, sorry to barge in, but I have a few questions about the tribunal research. You heard that we are presenting it to the board in 2 hours, right?
Yes, I was just talking to Elvis about it.
Elvis, my man, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
It's a good thing you are here. That research needs to be ready within an hour so that I can review it with Alero before we head to the board.
Yes, sir.
Good man. I will wait for you here. I have a few other matters to discuss with your madam.
Yes, sir. I won't let you down, sir.
Elvis, what was that about this afternoon?
Sorry, ma. About what?
I asked you to do something and you were making excuses.
But I did it, ma.
Yes, that was after BE asked you to do it. You did it with alacrity.
But he's my boss.
Actually, no. He's a manager in this organization, the same as me. I am your line manager, not him.
He is a man.
So?
Ma, I have a wife like you at home. She can ask me, or she cannot command me. If Ogabi asks me to do something, I have to do it. You are our office mother.
I am not your mother. I am not like your wife at home. I am your boss, and you had better start respecting my position and my authority the same way you do for BE, or I will ask for an analyst who does.
I'm sorry, ma.
I'm going to send you for gender awareness training. You clearly need it. Anyways, you'll be happy to learn that the presentation was well received. You did a good job with that research. Keep it up.
Thank you, ma. I am sorry, ma. I'll do better next time, ma.
So I can see in the chat, someone was saying that they are very familiar with such a situation and the reaction. Great. Let's listen to the second one, female progression.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Zara. What can I do for you?
I got a complaint yesterday from Mrs. Kokori, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
Is it about the promotion exercise? I have already discussed this with her. I will reconsider next year.
I thought she was one of your good performers. You have commended her twice in the last 2 years, and she has been a consistent high performer for 5 years. Frankly, I was expecting her to be on the promotion list, and she was too.
It's not as simple as that. In the past 5 years, she has had 2 pregnancies and has gone on maternity leave twice. I asked her if she's planning to have another child, but she did not answer me.
Why are you asking that kind of question? I don't understand, sir. Hasn't she met all her targets? What has pregnancy and maternity leave got to do with it? I hope that is not your reason for excluding her. That would be discrimination.
Oh, no. I didn't mean that at all. I just meant that for higher responsibility, we need stability.
Let me ask you again. Hasn't she met all her targets?
Yes.
Has she been unstable or unreliable?
No.
Then what is the problem?
She's still in her childbearing years. She might not be able to deliver the expected result if she gets this promotion. I am not discriminating here. I am only being realistic, and I'm acting in the best interest of the firm.
Sir, you are discriminating. If she's doing the job we pay her to do and meeting the targets you set for her, then our role is to give her whatever support and flexibility she needs so that she can keep performing while she attends to her personal needs. We should not and must not penalize her for having children. If she sues, the organization will suffer financial and reputational damage. I hope that is clear, sir.
Okay, and finally, our third one, female harassment.
Look, it's only human to retaliate. I thought she would be happy that I was showing interest in her. She said no, but that just means try harder. Can you imagine? She reported me. No problem. I backed off, but I made sure her name was removed from the list of staff nominated for overseas training. Her days in this organization are numbered.
Okay, so are the rules different for women than they are for men? Absolutely, they are. So women in the workplace have what is called the triple burden and the double bind. So the triple burden, and I'm saying all of this because all of this affects your ability to get promoted. You are being assessed by female supervisors and managers and directors and by male supervisors, managers, and directors for how well they feel that you can manage this triple burden and double bind. So they're not just assessing you on how well you can do the job, they're assessing you on how well you can handle the pressures of your role as a woman in the workplace, as a woman in general. And I'm writing a book about this actually. So the triple burden is this: it's not enough for you to be a woman. Okay, you also have to be a worker, whether you're working outside the home or working inside the home. And you also have to be a welfare officer to your family, to your community, or your faith group, whatever it is. You are expected to fulfill these 3 societal roles. Now, if you're a man here, and I know we've got some men here, men can say, yes, I'm also expected to be a man. I'm also expected to be a worker. I'm also expected to be sort of a welfare officer. However, the power dynamics are completely different because as a man, you determine the extent to which you do any of these. Whereas as a woman, it's supposed to be determined for you and you are supposed to comply. And then women have something called the double bind, which men generally don't have. A man can be too soft or too assertive, and that is just his character trait, his personality trait, okay? They will look at how well the man is performing. But for a woman, they'll say, well, we can't promote her, she's too soft. Oh, Or we can't promote her, she's too assertive. And when they say she's too assertive, they mean she's aggressive, right? Oh, we can't promote her, she's too feminine, too worried about all those feminine things. Or we can't promote her because she's just like a man. She's just like a man, we can, so it's for women. If you fall on one side, you're damned. If you fall on the other side, you're damned. If you're too friendly, it's a problem. If you're too unfriendly, it's a problem. If you dress in Western clothes, it might be a problem. If you wear hijab or something, it might be a problem, right? So these women, you have the triple burden, you have the double bind. This is something that you have to navigate. And you're not navigating it just for the men, you're also navigating it for the women, because women also believe in these social constructs. Okay, so they have to see that this person is in control of their destiny. Okay, that is what you have to show them. This person is in charge. This person will not be at the mercy of the jetsam and flotsam of life. This person has a plan, not just for the men, also to the women around you. So I love this quote by Lewis Carroll. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And I was like that. I was a young woman. I was quite talented. I did well in my academics. I knew I wanted to work because I had to earn some money, but I just had to earn some money, so that I could pay to get my hair done and buy a few clothes every now and then. But I didn't feel I had to make money to provide a roof over my head, or to buy a car or anything big like that, or pay for my children's education. I just needed to, be useful to society. And doing some research, what I've discovered that the situation I found myself in, many women are in that situation, because what we're taught to do, to plan for, is who we're going to marry. That is what we're taught to plan for. So make yourself attractive, make yourself educated, make yourself so that you can be attractive and capture a man. Whereas a young man is always asked, so what is your plan? What are your goals? Society doesn't let the men rest. So whether a man wanted to be goal-oriented or not, he really doesn't have a choice, because everywhere he goes, people are asking him, so what next? What's your plan? So what this does is it prepares women. It doesn't prepare women to continually set goals in our lives and in our careers. But in fact, men are not given the choice. They have to. If not, they are considered unserious. So the next takeaway from this talk is you must set your goals. You don't set your goals once. You set your goals at every point in your life. And if you know anything about emotional intelligence, one of the competencies of emotional intelligence, which is being self-motivated. Being self-motivated is about having a goal for every interaction you find yourself in, having a goal for every situation you find yourself in, and just assessing your life and setting goals for yourself, resetting your goals, changing your goals, and always be working towards your goals. And I can see, yes, from Maha Salam, she's saying, the rules are different. My manager was a smoker. Others stand with him. Yep. Absolutely. You don't get the chance to know yourself. The rules are definitely different. So I'm doing this talk at the invitation of ICF Egypt. Thank you to Allah for the invitation. I'm a member of ICF Nigeria chapter, and coaching can really help with this. And we're getting more and more coaches who are millennials. So you can find coaches who are your age. Still, the majority of coaches are my age, but more and more, 14% from a survey that we did from our millennials. And how does coaching help you? It can help you decide in all these life choices and decisions that you are constantly being battered with. Not everybody is decisive. A lot of you suffer from anxiety, and because of that, you become indecisive. In fact, you just freeze. You let opportunities pass. Things might take you 3 to 10 times longer to achieve than they need to be, because you're just, should I do this? Should I do that? And you wait and time passes. So with coaching, it can help you clarify your aspirations. It can help you identify those internal barriers, things that are holding you back, the ways you sabotage yourself, right? Many of you are not aware that you're sabotaging yourself all the time. You're perfectly capable of being a leader. You're perfectly capable of doing the job of the person above you, but you sabotage yourself with imposter syndrome and so many other things like that. A coach can help you with that. A coach can help keep you motivated. So not everybody can set a goal and work towards it. We get distracted. So if you have a coach, it keeps you on track, helps you stay on track, of course, helps you with action planning, helps to build your confidence. How does a coach build your confidence? Not by faking anything, by helping you realize that, wow, I'm an achiever. Even, in the short time I've been working through my academic career, even before then and after, I've actually achieved a lot.